Boathouses are usually used to house watercraft along banks and rivers, of course. There's one in Chattanooga, however, that not only houses some historic boats, it also accommodates some very hungry visitors. As Ken Wilshire discovered, you'll find some of the most casual dining ever along the banks of the Tennessee River.
While it may appear to be an exciting sport, rowing is extremely challenging. It takes balance, strength, perseverance, and teamwork. This is why it's so fitting that this 1940 vintage racing shell is stored in its new boathouse. It's the Boathouse Rotisserie Raw Bar on the banks of the Tennessee River in Chattanooga. The 8-person rowboat was built for the 1940 Olympics, but never made it there because of World War II.
Then it was in the Dead Poets Society movie. Baylor School here, local prep school, bought it to start the first rowing club here. When I was building this, the head guy down there came up and says, "Listen, I got something you might want. We will give it to you on permanent loan if y'all will display it." And so that's how that wound up here.
It's a constant reminder to boathouse owner Lawton Haygood and his team that just like rowing, the restaurant business is tough. But despite all the obstacles to success, Lawton has developed a strategy for winning. It keeps this warm, friendly eatery filled with customers whenever it's open for business.
You gotta love what you're doing, I'll tell you that, because you gotta give it heart and soul to make that work. And I think that's a big part of it. I think you have to have a combination of skills. I'm not sure of some of them that you can learn. You know, it's native to some people, and that is you got to care about customers, and you got to realize that to produce the product that customer is going to want, you got to have employees that love what they're doing, and you can't have a whole lot of turnover and have a good restaurant.
So to ensure these goals are achieved, in rowing terms, you might say Lawton's the coxswain, or captain of his boathouse crew. And it's certainly no corporate franchise. In fact, Lawton left the world of committees and structure for the freedom and flexibility to set his own course for success.
Just wasn't happy with it. Really don't like sharing the decisions too much, I guess. I'm not a very good committee person, you know. I grew up in the back end of a little country grocery store, and just small business really appealed to me, and being entrepreneurial was more appealing than being in a corporation. It just didn't fit my personality exactly.
Well, the boathouse certainly reflects Lawton's gracious personality and hospitality. You'll discover a fine dining experience on a wonderfully casual scale, with a cuisine from a diverse area of the country not too far from home.
We call this Foods from Around the Gulf, and it has a lot of my Texas influence in it, and my time spent with a lot of the Southwestern cuisine type people. You'd find a little bit of stuff on that menu that you might, a couple items from New Orleans, like the barbecued shrimp, which is not barbecued, it's a sauteed dish with a whole pile of butter. And on down through Texas to the brisket and some grilled oysters, that kind of stuff, like what we did down on the coast. And then it has a little bit of Mexican flair to it. And then we have a little bit of Caribbean.
One of the most popular items isn't catfish, barbecue, or fried chicken. Try fresh oysters.
Oysters is an enormous deal here. Other than New Orleans or someplace like that, I don't think anybody around sells more oysters than we do. Our volume is substantial enough that we get our own deliveries from the packers. That I wasn't sure about. Would Chattanooga go for that? But we sell a lot of oysters.
Still, the Boathouse's success isn't all about the care employees give their customers. It's also about babying their products.
I think it's more of the care we give our products is probably what we're most unique at. We put a lot of labor into our products. For example, shrimp. We bread our shrimp to order before we fry them. We cut our own steak. We don't really buy anything pre-done. Cut all our own vegetables. We don't use any prepared sauces. We do a lot of stuff that finer dining restaurants do, but just on a simpler scale. If it has more than 6 ingredients, I don't want it.
And if you think the boathouse has a leak in the ceiling, it's only the ice machine on the roof dropping ice into a container to make sure the seafood stays cold and fresh. It's ironic that the secret ingredient to the wonderful flavors you'll find in so many of the boathouse dishes is also another factor in its success. It's a unique wood-burning grill that Lawton designed and then marketed years ago when he was in Texas.
I went back to Dallas and built a restaurant there, and in that process built the wood-burning grill, which became a real popular thing, and sort of got out of the restaurant business and into just selling that grill and working with chefs around the country, and it was a great experience. Learned a whole lot about what to do and what not to do and how they ran a good kitchen. And I'd give most of my credit as far as education to that item right there. Now that's a hot fire, you'll agree. But see, I can touch that door. There's no insulation. And again, the air comes up through the door and dumps back in, same concept.
That's pretty good.
I don't know why some gas grill company hadn't ripped me off on that.
The Boathouse is only a few steps away from the scenic Tennessee Riverwalk. If you need a place for a little after lunch or dinner exercise, or just sit on the spacious outside deck, the bar or dining room, and simply watch the river traffic go by.
Our customers are extremely loyal to us, and they come here, and when they brought young kids, now those young kids come here. You know, it's that kind of place. It's a comfortable place. They come casual. It's a fun place. You know, they come and relax and just want to be fed and taken good care of, and they know that we don't miss very often.
So while the Boathouse may not be used for storing racing shells from the local regattas, it is filled with lots of winners, and the teams who prepare and serve its fare to its guests who reap the rewards of this cozy boathouse on the river.